Hi guys, and welcome to this week's edition of Listed. I'm your host Champagne Charlie from the Gorilla Press, The Viewpoint, and DKW Demolition. And today I'll be bringing you a list of the greatest masked wrestlers of all time. Number 10, Big Van Vader. Throughout his career, Vader wrestled for All Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, WCW, and the WWE, having great feuds with the likes of Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, but the one that stands out above all is his feud that he had with Stan the Lariat Hansen throughout the early 90s, both in Japan and in WCW. Such big, hard-hitting matches, and even at one point Vader having his eye being popped out of his socket during the match, and he had to force it in himself. Winning many championships over his career, his highlight was when he won the WCW championship in 1991. Sadly, he is no longer with us, but he had such a great legacy, being known as one of the greatest super heavyweights of all time. Weighing over 400 pounds, the man could do a moonsault. Like I said, even though he is no longer with us, he did leave his mark on the world of professional wrestling, and he is sadly missed. Number 9, the Great Sasuke. Known for having a great tolerance of pain, the man has fought on even though he has cracked his skull on 2 occasions during matches. Also known for having such a mean reputation, the Great Sasuke once beat up a member of the audience when he took offence to the man taking a picture of him with his phone. The man has won over 40 championships in his career, and during this time also managed to balance both his wrestling career and a political career, being the first masked wrestler in Japanese history to hold a political position. However, even whilst doing this, the man continues to wrestle today and proves that he is one of the greatest wrestlers ever to come out of Japan. Number 8, Blue Demon. Known to be one of the founding fathers of Lucha Libre, Blue Demon won many championships, including the NWA Welterweight Championship on a number of occasions. As well as being a wrestler, he was a movie star, often acting alongside his wrestling friend and nemesis, El Santo. Blue Demon's career lasted for 41 years, from 1948 up to his retirement in 1989. Sadly, Blue Demon passed away in the year 2000, but since then, both his boots and his mask have been picked up by his son, Blue Demon Jr., and Blue Demon Jr., a great luchador himself, becoming the NWA Heavyweight Championship on one occasion. Number 7, Ultimo Dragon. Ultimo Dragon has been wrestling for over 20 years, rumoured to be one of the last students of Bruce Lee. Debatable, I know, but it's one of the rumours that have been flying about. Ultimo Dragon has wrestled in Japan, Mexico, WCW, and the WWE, being the NWA Middleweight champion at one point, and also the WCW Cruiserweight champion. At one point, Ultimo Dragon held over 10 championships at the same time. There's a legendary picture of him holding said titles. Ultimo Dragon still wrestles to this day, and I believe it will be a long time before he hangs up his mask for good. Number 9, Jushin Thunder Liger. It's very, very rare that a wrestler can be one of the most mysterious, but also one of the most entertaining wrestlers of his time. Wrestling for more than 35 years, Jushin Thunder Liger established himself as one of the greatest junior heavyweights of all time, paving the way for other juniors to follow and eventually step up into the heavyweight division. Jushin Thunder Liger has wrestled for Japan, WCW, Mexico, and finally a one-off performance in the WWE in 2015. Sadly, Jushin Thunder Liger's career has ended early this year when he retired at Wrestle Kingdom 14 on the 5th of January. Number 5, Kane. Now I know some of you may be arguing about this one because Kane spent half of his career with his mask off, but you can't deny Kane, when he had the mask, was one of the greatest characters of all time. Such great story when he first came in as The Undertaker's brother, and for a man his size, he had great agility and great aerial moves as well. Winning the WWE Championship on one occasion, World Heavyweight Championship on one occasion, and the ECW Championship on one occasion, he is one of few men to do this. He is also a 12-time tag team champion, winning it with many different partners. Kane, or Glenn Jacobs as he now is known, has devoted more than 20 years to the WWE and has cemented his legacy as a legend. Even though his wrestling career may be coming to a close now, throughout this time he has also pursued a political career and is also now the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Who knows if the Big Red Machine will show up with his mask once again. Number 4. El Santo. El Santo is regarded as being the man who made wrestling popular in Mexico, like Hulk Hogan did to the United States. El Santo wrestled for more than 40 years, and his popularity spawned all across Mexico, even to outside of wrestling, including appearing in movies, having a comic book, action figures, and even going so far as to having a stamp like the Queen. El Santo is really known as the god of Mexican wrestling, and had many people following in his footsteps, including his own son, El Hijo de Santo. Santo sadly died in 1984, only unmasking 1 week before his death on a talk show in Mexico, even going as so far as to being buried in his mask. Number 3. Tiger Mask. Now, even though the Tiger Mask character has been split between 5 different people over the years, this spot has to go to the original Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama. The reason for this is due to his accomplishments alone. Tiger Mask, the original Tiger Mask, is the only man in history to hold both the WWF Junior Heavyweight Championship and the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship simultaneously. And also, he is a pioneer of what we now regard as the Cruiserweight division, wrestling the Dynamite Kid Tom Billington on many, many occasions. It was the first 5-star rated awarded for a match by Dave Meltzer in 1983, and that itself is the reason why he makes number 3 on this list. Number 2, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is regarded as probably one of the most popular cruiserweights and popular luchadors of all time. Started his training when he was only 15 years old. He followed in the footsteps of his legendary uncle Rey Mysterio Sr., but during his time throughout ECW and WCW, and eventually making his way to WWE, he was given the blessing to drop the junior and carry on as Rey Mysterio, one of the few people in the Cruiserweight division to eventually step up and become a world champion. Rey Mysterio carries on to this day and is now also training his son Dominic Mysterio. We shall see what happens with Rey Mysterio in the future, but you cannot deny the man's right accomplishments over the years. Booyaka Booyaka 619. And finally, number 1, Mil Mascaras, the man of 1,000 masks, regarded as one of the greatest luchadors ever in wrestling history. At 78 years old, he is not officially retired. Rumour is that he is still wrestling even to this day, making appearances all over the place. Mil Mascaras is not only a wrestler, he is also a cultural ambassador and appearing on 3 postage stamps in Mexico. Although he has never been unmasked, his true identity is generally kept a secret out of respect of lucha libre traditions, but sadly people do know his name as to appearing in movies over the years in his native Mexico. Also, with Mil Mascaras comes a little bit of controversy, as there are a few people, Mick Foley and Chris Jericho in particular, claiming that Mil Mascaras' ego was very hard to deal with backstage. But ego or not, you cannot take the man's accomplishments away from him. And that is why, being the man of 1,000 masks, Mil Mascaras is number 1 in this list. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you again soon on Talking Crap and the Gorilla Press. And please like, share, subscribe to this page and watch more of DKW Demolition. I'm Champagne Charlie. Thank you very much.